Hello. I should probably change this. So when people come in, they'll be tiled. Hello, dog. No problem, Moonflower, when you can. Come on in. And if you didn't see, there's the Google Meet code. Let me know because I will drop it in. I did drop it in the Discord, but I will drop it in as soon as you're ready. We want to see how many folks we can get online today. Hello, doggo. Hello. Hello. Doggo is saying hello. Do-do-do-do. See, I could drop in the Google Meet code now. But if I do that, anybody coming in afterwards won't see it because it will be in the chat before they arrived. Yes. How can I help you? Yes. You two are waiting for Mrs. Kahuna to get here, aren't you? She'll be here shortly. She had to get gussied up to be on camera. I have no such requirements. So hopefully, I think we've solved the audio issues from last week by, well, not moving things. So I think I'm good there. I'm actually going to reduce the size of this by a bit. I am. I am good for the moment. Uh-oh. It appears the dog may have absconded with slippers. So anybody just joining, I know Moonflower's around there somewhere. I'm looking kind of walrusy. Starting to remind myself of Jamie Heineman a little bit. If I had a little beret. Or, you know, his cap that he wears. No, it's a beret, yeah. So, I need to take care of that and this, which Mrs. Kahuna would be very appreciative of. Yeah, if you're just joining, we have set this up to have a Google Meet code where if you would like to participate, you can come on in and we will post that code shortly. Otherwise, you can go to my Discord. What channel did I put it in? I don't remember. Hi.
Hi.
Look, you have room.
Wow. What happened?
I rearranged.
I'm
yes.
pleased.
It's in the meet code is in the guest request channel on my Discord. So if you're part of the guest request, you can get it there. If you go into then out of Google Meet, your headphones don't register again. That's weird. Did you want to join up on the Google on the? Why am I looking at the microphone? Hi.
Because you're an idiot sometimes.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Mrs. Kahuna has arrived. The dogs have arrived as well.
Why are we lagging?
Because we have a bunch of things going on at the same time. Hey.
Yeah, cold
What?
noses don't do it for me.
Hi, dog. Okay, so I haven't seen anybody request an entry in the Google Meet yet. So, but here is the headphones said they don't exist on Google Meet. Oh. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Hang on. Would you guys stop? They have been fine. Like,
all day.
All day. They waited until we got on stream.
I don't like all this lagging business. It's very difficult for me.
You'll be okay once we get people going.
What is this?
What is what?
That.
That is the chat window, which I have to reinitialize. Yeah, don't worry about it. The chat's down here too. You have to finish up setting up your thing. Welcome.
That's very technical.
Welcome to 2021.
I don't like that music's loud. I can't focus.
Oh, okay.
Not that I really need to, but...
Okay.
Don't you think that's loud?
Webcam. Ah, got it.
Oh, I know what that is.
Come on.
You gotta put your username in.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to automatically put it in, but
Apparently it didn't.
there's no music on stream.
Well, maybe we can fix that.
It's very quiet. Can you hear us? Is the important question. I'm guessing you can.
If Moonflower is commenting about music not being there, then they must be able to hear us.
There we go. That's just for the chat window.
Token.
Ah, yes. I have to put in a code.
I need to roll up my pants because I'm hot. This gives me...
You hot?
I'm hot. Oh, God, it sucks getting old.
There we go. Can't even hear faint music. Really don't care about music. Yeah,
Good.
I just put it
Me
on
neither.
just, when there's nothing going on. It's, kind of nice to have something in the background, but I can certainly turn music off. That's easy enough. And then that way we can actually turn up the microphone or the speaker a little bit. So we'll stop that. Plus, I found that Pretzel Rocks is having a bit of an issue today. I think they may have had to take
There's
down
something
some
in
of their
the
music.
chat.
Huh?
What channel is the invite in again?
It's in the guest request channel. However, you can just use that link.
Trying to look silly just like you.
I was smiling.
Oh, silly.
It may have been a silly smile, but it was a smile.
I don't like the fact that we're lagging.
Okay. So as soon as we get a request to join, I will switch over to the Google Meet screen. Although the funny thing with the Google Meet screen is I can go there now.
It's hot here.
It just looks like this.
We're frozen.
It'll switch over in a second. It kind of goes on forever. Why did that get smaller?
Why is this backwards?
Because it's Google Meet. It got small of us. Yeah, it's a Google Meet thing. Let's see. Let's drag this. Yeah, see, this is the problem with the moment when there's nobody on there. Google Meet just tiles us. We will be fine on their end. It's just Google Meet. You explained it to me last time. Why it flips over. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay. Anyway, that's the channel. So, we're ready for...
You're shaking your legs. It's driving me crazy.
Oh, this is going to be one of those streams.
It is. I'm sorry.
It's going to be one of those streams. So, yeah, there's like a million of us now.
The world cannot handle a million of us.
Well, it's only virtual.
Our offspring cannot handle a million of us.
Our offspring can't handle one of us. The pair, I mean.
Yes, well, offspring don't always like one of us, so.
That's true. So we have to watch for anybody to click in. So, hoping you guys had a good New Year's Eve. I was going to be on Sable's karaoke stream last night.
What happened?
I got tired. Old man kicked in. Our guest didn't leave till almost 10.
Oh. But you were still up at midnight.
In bed, and I'd fallen asleep like 3 times.
Oh, because I woke up at 11:59 to go potty.
Yes, and the video was on, and that woke me up, and I realized I'd missed 3 videos.
Oh.
So I put the video on to help me fall asleep.
Ah.
Not that I needed help.
Apparently not.
No, I was out. Yeah.
I was out too.
Then I had weird dreams. Again.
You've been having weird dreams for like weeks.
I was leading people in a version of the song Oom-Pa-Pa from Oliver. Oom-Pa-Pa.
Nope.
There we go. There's Moon. Admit.
Ding dong.
It's like a doorbell. There we go. Welcome, Moon. You'll pop up on screen in a minute. There you are. Hey! There is a bit of a lag.
No, there's a real bit of a lag.
So, welcome. Oh, we can't hear Moon yet. Oh, that didn't work. Hang on. So now I have to adjust volume on the browser.
Jeez, this is so freaking complicated. I'm not a fan of all this Google Meet stuff.
I know. I think the reason is... Hang on, I've got to fix things. So thank you for being the first guinea pig. I think browser has not been told to have audio.
I wouldn't even know how to fix it.
I know, that's my job.
What's my job?
Your job is to do exactly what you're doing. Well, except for the
Nothing.
Except for the looking on your phone.
What am I supposed to do?
We'll be here and be pleasant.
I'm being pleasant.
Okay.
I think.
Why am I not catching audio?
I don't know.
Huh, maybe I need to add an audio source. Hang on with me there, Moonflower. Let's see.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, there
Yes,
we go.
there we
yes.
are.
Was it you? Was it me? Was you?
Google Meet.
Oh.
Yeah, you were mentioning that it's a bit of an issue. So, how was your New Year's?
It only lets me choose microphone or hearing you guys. So I switched the microphone to my webcam's microphone, and it was fine.
Oh, that works. That works. As long as you can hear us and we can hear you, we're...
I have this new pair of headphones.
Okay.
They aren't even an option on setting it up, like, for hearing you guys. It's only microphone, and it's so weird.
Yeah, that is kind of odd. Okay, so we're caught up there. So how was your New Year's?
Pretty good. I got a new keyboard.
Excellent. I'm looking, I don't see the
I drink
chat button.
champagne.
And backlit.
Oh.
Now that's cool.
I drank champagne. That was the highlight. And I had Italian beef sandwiches.
That's right.
That was my highlight.
Yeah, we had Italian beef sandwiches and she drank champagne.
And I was actually up at midnight, like from 11:58 to about 12:02. But I was up at midnight.
We're exciting old people. Let's see. I see somebody else.
2 bottles of grape juice and was on Sable's stream for the most part. Like, it wasn't working when I could be there, but when I left, it started working.
I was going to be on, and then the old man in me said, "No, you're going to bed. You're going to sleep," because I was falling asleep in the living room while our guests were still here.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, yeah. I'm good at hiding. So I was falling asleep and was like, this isn't going to work. No. So, and...
Yeah. I went to bed around 1 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah,
so
no.
It was pretty early for you guys.
Yeah, that was, yeah. We were, I would say, by 10 o'clock.
It was 10.
Yeah, about 10 o'clock we were pretty much out.
At 10 p.m. your time.
Yeah.
We went to bed at about 10
So we
p.m.
went to bed
our
about the
time.
same time.
Yeah.
So, what are you hoping for this year?
I forget what number I actually made my goal. 250,000 words.
Wow.
Oh.
So that's technically 5 novels-ish. Does that sound about right?
It depends on what you count. So my word count goals count everything, including world building, character sheets, / profiles or whatever. It counts random little stuff like journal entries and whatever. I don't really keep a journal though, so.
So I mean, but that's still
Everything.
a pretty substantial amount of writing. I mean,
I did
250,000 words.
200,000 words last year. So
Wow.
it's a bit more.
I think I only did about 125 maybe last year total.
I don't even know what I did.
I only started counting yearly last year, so I got 200,000 words from December of 2019 to December 2020. So technically it was 13 months.
Okay. Yeah, mine is basically I started
250. It's supposed to be 225. Oops.
Oh. We're reducing the goals already?
No, it was never supposed to be 250. I typoed it.
Oops.
Put 252 instead of 225.
Ah, the dyslexia kicks in.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I the way I counted my word count for this last year was that I started World Anvil in right around the 1st of December last year. So it was pretty easy to do the word count. So I'm going to have to kind of reset and say, okay, well, this is where I am at this point, and where am I going to go from there? And I do all of my writing on World Anvil anyway, so it's really easy to make all those counts go up.
I honestly do not do all my writing on World Anvil. I do half of it on For the Words, and like 1% of it on Scrivener.
So, well, but even so, all those do your word count, so you can total them.
I've been on World Anvil like a year longer than you, I realize.
Oh, probably. Yeah, I just started last December. Really started.
Technically, I didn't get really into it until March last year, but I've had my account since 10 January 2019.
Okay, yeah. So you probably a good 9-10 months before I did at least. Yeah, I started at the end of the year, and then started seriously. I really didn't heavily start the writing until March, and that's when I could no longer work because of the pandemic. So that's when I really started getting heavily into the writing, and now it's, I'm trying to write every day. Trying.
You didn't write a word today.
I didn't do anything today.
I didn't either.
I didn't get out of bed till 2 o'clock today.
I shouldn't say that. I did stuff. I did some reading. This is bothering me.
How many words did I write today? 42.
42! That's more than we wrote together.
Yeah, we didn't do a ton of writing.
But compared to what I usually do around this time of year, it's tiny.
You know what? The whole year's been weird. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So, besides writing, what are you hoping for this year?
I didn't really make any other goals yet. I forgot that. I forgot that December ended on the 31st for some reason. Like, how did I do that? I don't know, but I did.
You know what?
So it was like the 30th, and I was like, wait.
That is totally cool. I get it. At this point,
It's been that kind of year.
Yeah, at this point, figuring out what day of the week it is tough enough. Forget months.
I never know the day of the week when I'm on a break. I never know.
No.
What day's today? What's today?
Yeah.
I always know the date, but never the day of the week.
I don't know either.
Because it's all journaling.
Oh, well, when I'm on a break, I'm on a break.
Especially like the holiday break, because it's
all weird.
and it's Hallmark Channel, 2 or 3 or 4. I think your record is 5.
Probably.
5 movies of Hallmark Channel during the break on one day. Binge watching Hallmark. I binge Mandalorian. She binge watches Hallmark. You never know what day it is.
Is so sad in my opinion. Like so sad.
So sad in. Do you mean it was actually a downer, or do you mean it was disappointing?
Disappointing.
Season 2, my opinion of it was the first 3 episodes I really liked because they were almost standalones. You really didn't need to know a lot about the Mandalorian or anything really to understand the storylines. In fact, the first one was just a flat out Western. It was an homage to Westerns. The last 3, I could tell you what the ending was going to be by the 15th minute of the... Actually, yeah. About the 15th or 20th minute of episode 6.
I slept through it all.
Yeah, Miss Kahuna was just asleep. But I could tell what the ending was going to be, so it was really not really a surprise to me. I kind of went, okay, yeah, that's where they were going with it, and it made sense. So I got it. I was more disappointed in the fact that the storyline didn't really have the gravity that the first season had. The first season, by the time you got to episode 8, you were like, oh, I need to know what's going to happen. Oh my God, when is season 2 This one, it kind of like ended things.
What season was this?
This was 2.
Oh.
So season 2 ended, and season 3, you're like, all right, well, what are they going to do for season 3? It just didn't have the same power.
It's a new book of the show, but like if they would have took Avatar: The Last Airbender's book's idea and actually did it how they did it, even if it's a completely different storyline, that would have been a little better. It would make you want to watch season 3 instead of feeling like there's no point.
Yeah, I mean, I know where the storyline's got to go. They're going to talk about the fact that he's now the heir to the throne of Mandalore, and the reluctant heir to the throne, and that's the storyline.
Kind of the Lord of the Rings sort of deal, reluctant heir to the throne.
Yeah, that kind of a thing. So I can see that coming.
To be honest, I only watched the last episode of The Mandalorian.
Oh, you only watched? Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, that all happened in 8. In episode 8. So it was kind of like, okay. But it's.
I only watched the last episode, and I was still disappointed by the ending because it felt weird.
Yeah, I think if you had, like I said, roundabout episode 6, you kind of knew what was coming. You kind of went, oh, all right, this is who's going to show up at the end, and sure enough.
Why did you know? What were the clues?
It was just the way it was written.
Oh.
There was going to be, one, the storyline is set after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So you know that already. Second, there was going to be, the little guy had to find one Jedi who could be his teacher.
And that was Luke?
Well, the first Jedi went and said, I can't teach him. I'm not strong enough. He's too powerful for me. So who at that time was the most powerful Jedi left in the universe?
Yoda.
No, Yoda died in Empire Strikes Back.
Oh.
This is after Return of the Jedi.
Oh, I don't know the order.
Yoda's a Force ghost.
I've seen them all, but...
Yeah, well, in the first trilogy, Yoda's dead. So is Obi-Wan. So is Anakin Skywalker. So the only powerful Jedi left is Luke. So if it's going to be... It was just kind of like, there's only one who can teach him. Maybe. Duh. It's going to be that one guy.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it was not as...
I have got to figure out how to get everything to go away, pretty much. I'm talking about my task manager because everything's very, very laggy.
Yeah, things are a little laggy on this end too, so it may not necessarily be you. Everything's a little laggy on this end. Even my live preview is behind by
Well, I have
a second.
Of stuff open right now, so it probably is me.
I don't. We're still lagging by a good second. Plus, putting it up and then having Google Meet up on the screen at the same time, it slows everything down. Oh, you're still in school, right?
No.
No. Okay. Oh no, that's right. You're out of school about a year now, right? You're coming up on a full year or 2 years.
2 years.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember you're still not old enough to be doing the drinking thing.
Nope.
Even though
I did end up dropping out my senior year due to physical health issues.
Oh. So, I'm going to say sorry, but was that necessarily a better thing for you in the long run?
It was.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's, a lot of people have not taken to the virtual learning this year, but offspring number 3, who turned 18 today, has blossomed in it. Best grades ever.
Including pre-calc.
Yeah, pre-calculus. Kid can't stand math and yet is getting a B in pre-calculus. Go figure. It's working. So, that's why it was like, yeah, I'm sorry it was for the health thing, but in a lot of cases that ends up being actually a better solution in the long run because you find the way you learn. So, very cool.
School was actually causing the physical health issues through stress.
Oh, well, that can happen too.
They nearly went away after I dropped out.
Wow. So that's, yeah, you know what? Offspring number 3 has had that similar issue where...
Well, they have social anxiety.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not comfortable around humans. Actually, not much around animals either.
Unless it's a cat.
That's true. Which we don't have.
No.
Because cat would be lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, so I totally can get that. Well, I'm glad to hear things have kind of, gotten better physically for you, too. So welcome to being the one guest so far. I know World Anvil is going to be doing some fun this year. We're looking forward to. I'm part of the Inner Sanctum, so we get kind of previews of what's coming.
Inner Sanctum. That is such a.
The Inner Sanctum.
That is such a conceited words title.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And yet.
It's cool.
Yeah. Okay.
We are the Inner Sanctum. Yeah, there's some stuff coming down the pike that Demetrius is working on with the World Anvil team that is just, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome looking stuff. I'm so looking forward to some of the updates. Deus is the one thing that I'm not all that excited about yet. I downloaded the...
I kind of just pushed Deus aside for me because I'm not big into map making anything. I hand drew my only map.
Yeah, I like map making. I like map making a lot, actually, but Deus is still alpha. And so
Not even beta, huh?
No, it's alpha. It's early. And so a lot of the stuff that you want to work just don't because it's just not ready yet. That doesn't mean it's bad. That's what alpha's for. And, I periodically go in, update the software, play with it for 10 minutes and go, yep, not there yet. Move on. But when it integrates, it's going to be nice because it will automatically link into World Anvil, and you'll be able to bring those maps in and really kind of go from a world level right down to almost a building level in the same piece of software, which is not what most map making software does now. How about you? What are you hoping for this year?
The lottery?
The lottery. Yeah. It's a lottery sitting at, one's just under 400 million, the other one's just over 400 million. So
and we have tickets.
And we have tickets. If you do the cash out, it works out to about 130 to 135 million in cash.
I could take that.
I would have to learn to live with it, but I could.
We'd be moving.
I'd find a way.
We'd retire, and we'd be moving. Yeah. And
moving?
Yes, and then we could have a private plane to get us back and forth to Phoenix and Austin to visit Offspring.
Moving?
Yeah.
I thought we were going to buy this place and the other place.
Well, we could do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
we wouldn't
fine.
have to move necessarily.
Okay.
We would add a residence in our preferred place.
Okay. And a plane so we could...
No. We'll drive.
No.
Yeah.
No. I am not... No. To drive to Phoenix from up where we want to be, how long is that? Like 8 hours?
No. For that, no. But we don't need a private plane to do that. No. I see what you're saying. For that, no. I mean, between here and the other location.
Yes, but if we had...
I'm sure the upkeep of a private plane would be way out of the budget.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, well, maybe we could charter a plane then.
We could get flights, I'm sure.
Because you know me and driving.
Well, you know me and flying.
So you can drive and I'll fly, and we'll meet we'll meet at home.
Sure. Hey, gang! Sable has arrived. Rating with a party of 7. Welcome, everyone. I should post. If you want to be part of the stream, that link down there will get you...
Stop shaking the table.
That link down there will get you to the Google Meet, and we can put you on. Welcome, Aaron. We are prepared for boarding. Please come aboard. Yeah, feel free to join in there. I am sorry I did not make the karaoke last night. The old man kicked in. It was time to go to bed. I couldn't do it. So, welcome all. I'm looking to see who else shows up. It's like we're being rated, but it hasn't got... There's a lag. There's a definite lag here.
It's because you have too much crap going on.
Yeah, or it's Twitch. I mean, it could be Twitch. Being twitchy. Twitch is known for being twitchy. It's a thing.
My stuff is lagging too, so I'm not sure what that is, but it's not like your video lagging, it's my video lagging too.
Well, Gwennifer is here. Esong is here. Oh, yes, I forgot about the ads. There's Sable. Welcome, everyone. Look at all those emotes going flying. Whee! Emotes. They're flying. Emotes flying. Yeah. Welcome. It's Twitch. Twitch has been weird all day.
Okay.
Let me. I'm going to post the link one more time. Apparently, Esong is not decent enough in clothing to be able to get online.
Okay.
But if you want to join the meet, there's the link. Click on it. I was going to make you guys go to my Discord, but why add another step?
Yeah. Oh,
Besides, I get to choose who gets on.
Yeah, I'm like not into this today.
No?
No, I'm like really not into this today.
You know what it is?
No.
You don't have enough alcohol.
I haven't had any alcohol.
There would be your answer.
That is not it. That is not it. It's not it. I just am not into this today.
Okay. Thank you for the invitation to join. Can't right now, but we'll hang out currently in bathtub. All right then.
Hey.
Would make for an interesting meet.
Yes, it would.
We would suddenly go, Really not
Ooh.
safe for kids. Sable hanging out in the tub. So I hope you guys had good New Year's Eve. We've been talking with Moonflower about the plans for the year and what we did last night. Chat is absolutely fine. You just don't want to hang, do you?
I can't stand you constantly shaking. I can only lean on the armrest. When I lean on the armrest, all I get is because you're shaking. You're constantly shaking, and I just can't do it. And I don't want to hang.
That was a long way around to say, no, I'm really not up to it today.
I just don't want to hang.
All right.
I just don't feel up to it.
Well, say Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Mrs.
You
Madonna.
too. I'm sure I'll see you guys next week. I just am not in the hang mood today.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, well, I guess
I
you...
don't think anyone blames you.
Yeah. We're just old.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been crabby lately, and I know you told me I've been crabby lately.
Yeah.
And I just feel...
I wasn't going to throw you under the bus, but yeah.
You can throw me under the bus. I do it to you all the time.
Yeah, I have, like, tire marks on my back.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm in a funk.
Okay, well, go watch a Hallmark movie or something.
And I'm going to read.
Go read.
Okay, and I have to make chocolate is not good for me. No. I have a weird stomach. And chocolate right now would just not be a good thing for me. And I'm not hungover either. That's not why I don't want to hang. I'm not.
Hey, Barbarossa.
I'm just...
I recommend Lady Grey tea because it's delicious and it makes me feel nice.
Tea. Go for some tea.
Then I won't be able to sleep tonight. I took a nap as it is. If I have caffeine now, I'm not sleeping
This is true.
tonight.
What are you going to read?
I am about... Well, the book is what, 987 pages?
Something like that, yeah.
And I'm about on page 200, so what does that make me? Almost a quarter of the way?
Yeah, right about that.
Quarter of the way through, Blood something.
Is it the Galbraith book?
It's the... Yes,
You
it's...
are about 5% of the way through? No, 49. But
No, I can't be.
wait, I did that wrong. Never mind. I tried to calculate it, but I didn't do it right.
I'm like, no, because I know halfway through is about 430 pages or 440 pages.
You are 20% of the way there.
Yeah, yeah.
I did that backwards. So it did 4.9 instead of 0.20.
Oh, no.
Steps.
I see that.
Yeah. We got to catch up.
Yeah,
We're behind.
the steps were
The
behind.
steps
anyway,
challenge.
I'm reading. I can't remember what it's called. It's got blood in the title. It is the Robert Galbraith, which is J.K. Rowling's adult pseudonym. It is the 5th novel in the Cormoran Strike series, which I really enjoy. I was very surprised to find that it had been published because I hadn't been paying much attention to reading. So
We'll go enjoy
I'm gonna just
Galbraith.
chill.
Okay. We'll be here in case you want to come back at some
If I
point.
decide to come back, I might. I'll leave my chair on this side of the green screen. Just
Well, that makes sense, yeah.
Blood?
huh?
I think that's I went on the website to figure out what the title is, and it's Troubled Blood.
That might be it. That might be it.
I think it's only one.
Moonflower
Actually-
sleuthing. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I think that is it. And now that I think about it, that title has something to do with the husband of the missing woman. He has some kind of syndrome that's similar to hemophilia, but is not. So troubled blood, it now just hit me.
Ah.
All right. Bye. Or public affection.
Bye. I know. Ew. The Kahuna's cast. Oh. All right. I'm taking the center spot now. The shaking thing is actually a genetic thing. I don't know what it is, because offspring number 3 does it too. I've always done it since I was a kid. Bounce my knee. If I'm really either excited or anxious, I'll get both legs going. I've had to learn to adapt as I got older to either putting my legs underneath the chair or crossing. It's crazy. Scribe likes to file his nails with his nails. Wait, so, like this?
That sounds terrible.
Like this? Oh, maybe it's like this. Yes, I decided this was a good background. Other than the forest one I was going for. I have another one that's a forest, but I thought, I'll go with this one. So yes, I have the... What? Miss Kahuna walking out of the room going, oh my God. Listening to me. Yes, it's kind of a superstar halo. I like it. So hope everybody had a good New Year's. I know, Sable, you guys had, from what I understand, a very fun group last night, and I am so sorry I missed it. I ended up, he'll take a thumbnail on his right hand, file the nails on his left. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I was so tired. I was in bed by probably 10 o'clock last night. Asleep by probably 10:05. I didn't get out of bed this afternoon until 2 o'clock. So we're talking 14, 16 hours in bed. That's huge. I am so sorry I missed it. Yeah, apparently my body really needed the rest, because 16 hours that's unheard of for me. I mean, if I get 7 hours a night, it's a long night. Yeah, I'm an old geezer. I'll admit it. In fact, we were shocked we made it past 9:30, because our guests were like, holy crap, it's 9:30, we got to go home. Yeah, we didn't do anything. I mean, we sat around and talked on the couch. We didn't have, I think we had a first 48 on the TV as background noise. That's how exciting our evening was. So, but was talking with Moonflower. What are you guys hoping for this year? Moonflower, you were saying it's 225,000 words that you're shooting for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's admirable. That's a heck of a number. Like I said, that's easily twice what I've done in a year at the most. But what are you guys looking for? What do you guys want to do? What are you guys wanting to achieve? What are you hoping for? It's a new year. Let's talk the positive stuff. Hope and good health. Amen, sister. Yeah, I would like to see that. For my family, my friends, my online friends. Yeah, I don't think I can wish for anything more. Last year was a really tough year, especially in the health department, for a lot of folks that I know and a lot of family. My stepmother lost, I think, 3 people, 3 brothers and sisters over the course of a year. Now, mind you, they're all in their 70s and pushing 80, so yeah, that's going to happen more, but still, that's a lot to lose in a year. This year, I'll finally publish my first book in the Toy Soldier Saga. Excellent. Excellent. I think I'll have to get in line to be one of the first ones to pick it up and read the whole thing, if I can force myself to sit and read a book. I suck at that anymore. I can read about a page and a half before I'm passed out. Yes. I like the Weird West stuff. I've had fun reading those, but finish my second novel, get my first novel published, get through the summer without any major fires. First 2, I am confident you will get them done. Third one, I'll cross my fingers for you. It's been that last year was that kind of year. People are older. It still takes. Yeah, no, I agree. It's as folks are, as folks are getting older, it's happening more. Most of my immediate family, by I'm guessing the end of January, will be away from us. My younger brother still lives nearby, but my stepmom, my two stepbrothers, all are either living in or will be soon living in Tennessee. So we won't see them maybe once or twice a year, and it probably more if we go out there, because otherwise they're going to have to carry the entire family out to California. Intend to start serializing Weird West stories again. Excellent! Yeah, Gwennifer, it has been. That's part of living in California, is you live with those details. The fires. The fires are here every year. We get used to it. It still sucks, but we get used to it. How about, let's see, who else would? How about Aaron? What's Aaron's goals? At least if he's still lurking. I'm going to be consuming a lot of caffeine, just so you know. I've only been awake for about 2 hours at this point. It is offspring number 3's 18th birthday. There you go. It is offspring's number 3's 18th birthday today. I am cooking steaks for dinner. Mrs. Kahuna is making broccoli and mash. Those are all requests. And then offspring number 3 asked for Mike's hard lemonade watermelon flavor. They don't really drink, but they like the flavor of that. Unfortunately, they didn't have that, so we had to go with the Smirnoff Ice watermelon. We'll see how that works. Northern California has been bad. We've had a lot of fires down here, too. There was one point last year where, we live kind of like on the edge of the Inland Empire, big valley down here. And there were fires behind us. There were fires across the valley. Nothing got within any closer than, say, well, the closest was about 2 miles. But that was a fairly small one. But the bigger ones were with about 5 miles. But man, there was a week there where we did not see the sun because of smoke at all. I mean, it was just gloomy dark for a solid week. But yeah, I'm hoping we have a better year for that too. I'm hoping for me that I've got a number of goals that I want to hit this year. I want to be putting out a new YouTube video every week. I'm 1 week to the good so far. So I've been putting out, the plan is to put out new YouTube videos on Mondays. Short videos, nothing big. Want to get going with some of the voice acting and see if I can turn that into something that might be at least help with the income. And I want to try to get my first book finished. That won't complete a story. It will simply be a start to it. So that's what I'm hoping for. So, Gwennifer, you must have been close to the Paradise Fire, is what I'm guessing. I've actually known a couple people who had family who lost homes in the Paradise Fire, and that was a rough time. Paradise was pretty big. I also know folks who last year were up in the Yosemite. They live, just south of the entrance of Yosemite, and they had to be evacuated for about a week and a half because it looked like the fires might take their home. And luckily it was saved, but it was River Ranch. Okay. River Ranch, that wasn't... No, that was not the fire that affected that. Yeah, I have a friend who lives in the Three Rivers area, which is just south of the entrance to Yosemite, and they had a hard time. Let's see, I didn't see if I have anybody on the other stream here. So, it was a tough year. It was definitely a tough year. Here near Kelowna a few years ago. All about what nuclear winter would look like. Yeah. Cold and dark. Yeah. That's, been a tough year. And hello, Cherie. Welcome, Red. Don't know if you're still on. Just now started to see them feed in from Facebook. So, welcome. Yes, this is that might have been from the beginning of the stream. This is the, Cherie's probably commenting. It's the background in the one with it's just me and Mrs. Kahuna is the, shot from the Cambria area, which is halfway between LA and San Francisco on the coastline. Someplace we'd like to retire to. But yeah, I'd like to get the book finished. I'd like to improve my health a little bit. I've been doing a lot of work in the backyard, shoveling dirt, pouring concrete. I've got some projects there that I'd like to get done. And that seems to be helping me and get me a little bit more fit. But that's something I want to work on. So yeah, there's a lot of things. We do know that offspring number 3 wants to move out at the end of the school year, which would leave us being basically empty nesters. And we're kind of ready for it. To be honest, we love our kids. But we're kind of at that age where it's kind of like, being able to walk around the house without having to get dressed is not a bad thing. As long as the blinds are closed, because, I don't want to traumatize a neighbor or a squirrel. So yeah. So would love to hear what you guys have as goals. What you're looking for to get out of this year, what you're hoping for. I want to try to start this year on a positive thing. That doesn't mean ignoring the negative. There's still plenty of negative out there. And, negative stuff that needs to be addressed. But I think we can be more positive. I think we need to balance it. I think the last year there was so much negative that we had to bring out. We need to bring out some of the positive. Remodel their room into our creative studio office. Diminishes the empty nest sadness and sets a hopeful intent future. I don't think we're going to have empty nest. We actually were empty nesters for about almost a year, and we actually loved it. We did not have the sadness. We missed the kids, but we didn't have any of the sadness, and mostly because it's fairly easy to get to the kids. But we do have plans to. This particular office that is the Kahuna lair is also the teaching room. Well, this will probably become my office, and Mrs. Kahuna will probably take the other room as her office / craft area. And then I am planning on building a workshop in the backyard next year. So if you reap what you sow, then let's plant some positive. I agree. We need to balance things out. We need to. This last year has been very hard to find positive. It really has. You really had to work at it. And it seemed like every time you did, 3 negative things popped up. Well, that year's over. It's funny because I've talked about it a couple times in the last week that New Year's really isn't. I mean, what are we actually celebrating on New Year's? That the calendar changed. It isn't an astronomical event. It isn't a ecological event. It isn't a marking of seasons. It isn't a marking of anything. It's just we decided this is the calendar and this is when we change, and so we're going to celebrate it, and we've come up with traditions for that. But I think it is a demarcation point. It is a point where we can say, all right, we're going to say all that stuff is in the past now. We're going to work from here, and it's it's something that we create in our heads. And I think last year was very difficult to get past the negative stuff that was happening. So let's get the positive stuff going. Brought a huge positive in my life. Hope that continues. Get in it. Absolutely. We'd love to see you more streaming. I have one of my goals that I've set is I need to become a better part of the community. I have had no problem, being part of the community so far, but I feel like I don't contribute enough back to the community. So I need to do a better part of that. And that means reading other people's articles and just giving them the support there. It means, inviting other folks into my streams so they can talk about their stuff. It means just doing the stuff that supports other people. And I want to do more of that. I did with when ASC started, I was doing some of that. And then things kind of went sideways for me for a while there. And so I've got to get back to doing that. So I hope to do that as well this year. This year, folks, I think we need to focus on doing what's right for us as human beings. And for me, that literally has become doing what's right for others. That's not everybody's. It really isn't. I mean, there are people who really need to take care of themselves first. I know far too many of them. I've been accused of it myself. I am happier. My soul is lighter if I can help other people. If I can do it and pay the bills, that's even better. But I need to do more of that. I need to lighten the load on my shoulders emotionally and spiritually by helping other people. So that's a goal for me. If anybody's interested in popping into the Google Meet, I know Sable's in the tub and Esong's not dressed, but here's the Google Meet code. Just go ahead and click in there. As soon as I see you join in, I will click. Seems like my camera's glitching a little bit. That's weird. Anyway, so what about you guys? I mean, Sable, I know you got your goals there. Accurate. I know you've got your goals there. How about you, Esong? What do you? I know you're looking for hope and health. That's awesome. But is there more that you want to do there? And Barbarossa, if you're still around, I know you're still going to school. What are you looking for? And I think the other thing is that I'm going to focus on this year is trying to figure out how I can help other people get those goals. I think that's an important thing in my life. I had a point about a year and a half ago where I was really, really starting to feel a depression. A lot of it from my health. Behind our house is a big, one of those radar balls they use for, showing the weather. And twice I have made the 6-mile hike up to that. It's about a 1,500-foot climb over 6 miles of road. Twice I've made that. The last time was about 3 months before my heart surgery. I couldn't make that one again right now if I wanted to. And it was really depressing me because I get up in the morning and I look and there's that radar wall. It was a reminder. And one of the pieces of advice I was given was, I'm at the age where I shouldn't be trying to prove anything. I should be trying to give aid to others who are still making their way. And so I think that's really my focus this year is how can I help others? I'm wanting to start streaming regularly, want to plan my game sessions early enough that I can get thorough feedback. That's a great idea, actually, especially the planning. But I really enjoyed your streams, so I'm hoping you do get back to that. And if there's anything I can do to help you with that, I would love to. I will be working to try to get my book done. Part of it is my world building distracts me. So I'm not sure. I haven't quite yet figured out how to get around all that. The idea of reading more from others. Yeah, it's something that I think I can read and at least show the support. You know, one of the things that I noticed, especially after both summer camp and now basically the end of World Ember, I really noticed about halfway through World Ember, was people telling me, apparently there's a squirrel in the front yard. But people telling me, gosh, I found all these great people who only maybe have one person following them or nobody following them. Now, in some cases, that's expected because these are people who are writing for themselves or aren't really looking to build a following on, let's say, World Anvil. They're looking to write a book, and this is just their, I don't know, their testing ground or their work ground. But I think a lot of them just don't get the exposure that other people don't read them. There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people on World Anvil. Some are writers, some are gamers. You know, there's a whole hodgepodge. But of those, how many are out there who no one else ever sees their stuff? So I'm really going to put a concerted effort in to at least once a week just spend an afternoon looking at other articles and going from there. Whether it's giving feedback, giving support, you know, hey, by the way, you might want to check this link. It's not working. Whatever it is. I think that's important. I've had a few people do that for me, and I really feel like I need to give that back. One a month is absolutely achievable. Large variety of people on the featured articles on the homepage. Yeah, you tend to see the same people over and over, which is cool because those tend to be the ones who have the most following. But yeah, if there was a way to make it even more random. But a featured article is also one people have read and liked, and so you tend to see the more skilled writers show up on that page. So it's the whole thing. Age does not mean there's any less room for your own dreams too. No, you're right, and that's something I've had to learn, and I'm really bad at it. Showcase thingy on my channel. Wanted to see what other people were doing too, and now you can showcase others for half the channel point cost of showcasing yourself. Cool. I like that a lot. Want more people on the featured article page? Get together and nominate them. You know, maybe that's a plan. Maybe that's something we can do, is put together kind of a group that goes out and looks at articles once a week or once a month, and we nominate them. That might be a cool thing to do. It's like, hey, here's a list of articles to look at this month. And we just get a group of people who looks at it, and we vote on it ourselves, and then nominate the one, and hopefully bring somebody up, and maybe put it up as someone who has less than 5 likes or 5 followers on their page. I mean, that might be the way to do it, is to say, you know what? Let's look at people who don't have the exposure. Fun monthly Google Meet. Yeah, actually, yeah, could do a, hey, guy, we got to do that as, you know what? I'd be willing to do that as one of the Kahuna helps. Once a month on the Kahuna Help. We'll get together, we'll talk about it, and figure out what it is. I like that. Yeah, we can say, hey, and they have to be people who are less than 5 likes or follows. I'm making a note. So, featured less than 5 likes or follows. I will put together a proposal. It will be here by next week. The condition being someone who isn't really well known in the community, somebody who doesn't get a bunch of likes. Exactly, yeah. Like the book club. Yeah, that makes sense. So it's always someone who doesn't have a lot of likes. And that we look at and go, wow, this is really cool. This is a really great article. I think we're going to find a lot of journeymen like that. A lot of folks who are not guild members who can't afford it. Because honestly, it's not a huge cost every month, but it adds up. So I will have a proposal out for Kahuna Help. So for next Thursday, I will put something together. If you guys can join on Thursday, check it out. We will put together a whole thing for people specifically. We are going to look at articles specifically that have less than 5 follows or likes. I think that's an awesome way. Oh, ow. Possibly someone who isn't in the ASC. Yeah, no. I think that's just it. I think we just, I want to say there's a feature, or like a random article feature in World Anvil. Just read a random article. I want to say there is one. And then we can go through and promote those folks. Once we picked one, we go through, promote those folks, put them on our stream, talk about it on our streams, say, hey, check out this individual, go vote for him. It's an awesome article. We think you'll love it. Go. And hopefully they get featured. I think that would be awesome. Working. Do lesson plans for that. Yeah. Yeah, we can talk about that. In fact, Thursday can be the Google Meet streams, and then the announcements can be on Friday. So we meet to decide who is, to kind of discuss the different articles and then go. Whichever. We can work out details. That doesn't matter. I think the intent is the important part. Let's help other people get there, and let's find some people who are doing great work that just aren't being recognized because they're working on their own. Let's lift some people up. I think that's an important thing. I also want to start doing more on Twitch. I'm sorry, not Twitch, Twitter. I did for a while when I first started. In fact, right before I started streaming, I had been on Twitch and I was trying to do weekly things. It doesn't. It's a little harder on Twitter because it could be a lot of signal to noise ratio, but I want to do that. How about you, Moonflower? Are you in for the idea of promoting folks who don't get read? Cool. Esong says, time to go eat dinner. Okay, go eat dinner. I actually have to cook dinner once I'm off stream. I'm grilling steaks. T-bones. So, yeah.
Wake up until 11 a.m. and I'm like falling asleep right here.
You know what? That's totally okay. And if you gotta go, go. I can always flip back to the regular stream. Unless somebody else pops in, and then I'll jump in. But yeah, it's, I think to me, this is a year. Last year was so much that people asked for help and didn't get it, or had a hard time getting it in so many different ways, that I think for me, this year is going to be the year of finding ways to help, even when it's not being asked. Not in the pushy sense, but in the find folks who need the help and give them that help, even if they don't know who I am, even if they have no clue. In fact, that may be the best, is to find people to help who really have absolutely no reason or maybe even ability to give something back to me, to truly make it an altruistic thing for me. All right, go get some rest, get some caffeine, get something to eat, relax. Thank you for popping in. I really appreciate it. And thank you for
having me.
You're welcome. We'll see you a little later. All right, let me pop back to the happy hour screen. Whoop, there we go. What got on me? Dog hair. Living with a husky. So, yeah, I think I think we can all benefit from that. And I'm also thinking that I'm going to, I think we're going to have fun with this Google Meet thing. I think I'm going to do it every week. Just invite you in. At some point, it will become unruly. At some point, there may be enough people on the stream at any given time that I just can't keep doing it. But until then, I think this works. Totally okay. Yeah, totally okay, Moon. I get it. And if you fall asleep, nobody will know. Yeah, I think that the Google Meet things for the happy hour, I think that's going to be a regular thing. So, every week I'll pop in a new Google Meet code and pop in if you want to. Don't if you don't want to. And we can certainly go from there. Yeah, I think I have it set up to like 16 people at a time right now, which that would start getting a little crazy. But I can imagine having 5, 6, 7, 8 people up there at one time, and being able to chat and find out what people are going and brainstorm ideas. I think that'll be fun with the happy hour thing. So where are we at here? 4:45, about 45 minutes. Yeah, I spent yesterday? Yes, the afternoon yesterday, coming up with all my new screens for the year, my overlays. I made them in such a way that I can later modify them if I need to for particular events. So, for example, the new look for Kahuna Quiet. I'll be more up for it next week. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's, I didn't expect a ton of people to be here today. It's New Year's Day. Some folks are watching football. Some folks are napping. No, you were awesome. And thank you so much for being here. No, there should never be any pressure. Never. So this is what Kahuna Help is going to look like without the... Let me actually turn off the additional screen here. So yeah, that down there at the bottom is the doggo cam, which has Mrs. Kahuna's chair in it. My cam, chat is in the bottom left, and then of course the browser window will be for whatever I'm working on. This is, of course, you've seen the Google Meet one, where that has 2 screens. There's the to feed. So this will be in those situations where I have a Google Meet or some other screen where I'm going to have just one guest on. And so this is how that works, and the chat's in the middle. And then, of course, if I really want to annoy you, I'll just go full screen. I just realized I don't have a chat screen. Do I? Do I have chat set up here? Oh yeah, it's over there. So there is a chat box here. So I can have multiple looks, but I set this all up so that just to make things a lot easier, I can easily go between screens and keep them all in one folder, so to speak, so I can easily pop between them depending on what I need. So back to happy hour. I may have to this year try to figure out if I can get a shot of this location in video that I can figure out how to loop so it looks like it's live, because it's obviously static. Beautiful location. That is the Piedras Blancas Lighthouse. It is called that because just behind my head is that big rock. Piedras Blancas literally translates to white rocks. I'll give you one guess as to why they're white. Yeah, exactly what you're thinking. Somebody painted them. No. So that may be a trip for us this year. We love this. This is the Cambria area, and it's just, it's beautiful. It's cool. Even in the summer, a warm day is about 80 degrees. Rocky beaches, some sand. You can't quite see it in this picture, but just below the shoulder. No, this way. Down here. That sandy beach right there is actually I should be going sideways. That sandy beach is actually an elephant seal sanctuary. Big, massive elephant seals. Pretty much year round. And most days they're just laying out in the sun or playing in the water and near the rocks. Fun place to be. I can watch the seals for hours. But they just lay out on the beach. The beach is not closed, so to speak. Anybody can go over to the beach, but they really prefer you don't go onto the beach where the elephant seals are, especially during mating season. These guys weigh about as much as a car. So, not a great idea to be on the beach with something that can move and weighs as much as a car and has teeth. Not big tusks like a walrus, but they can be pretty aggressive. There's often, many times when we've gone there, in fact, I think every time we've gone, there has been some show of dominance between two elephant seals in the water, going at each other, and they'll get up, they'll raise up and out of the water and go after each other's necks and everything. And again, it's just natural show of dominance. The bigger and more successful seals get their choice of mates. So that's kind of their version of, having expensive cars. Never mind. Let's see. So more goals for this year. So yeah, a Patreon. I have a Patreon account. I have done absolutely nothing with it because I haven't figured out what to do with it. So I'm kind of trying to figure out all that. I have so many different interests and different skill sets and things I like to do that it's hard for me to focus on one. And because of that, it's hard for me to pull attention to any one of them. So I don't know what to do with the Patreon. I don't even know if Patreon really is anything that's going to help me in the long run, to be honest. Do I write stuff and have it only be available for Patreon subscribers, or do I offer... I haven't figured out how to do one-time things on Patreon where someone pays for something and they get something in return. If I'm going to do that, is it just easier to put a PayPal link or something? I don't know. Which is hysterical because I was the marketing manager, the marketing director for a fairly large, multi-million-dollar online retailer. And I can't seem to figure out how to do stuff for myself. Sound familiar? I'm sure probably to some of you. So I don't know what I'm going to do with Patreon, but I do know I probably should do something of that kind. Twitch will continue. YouTube will continue. I'm also looking at how I can use Facebook in a different way. Right now, I'm streaming to all three services, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, for these type of streams. The Kahuna quiet stream is only in the mornings, or is only on Twitch. I don't do it on YouTube or Facebook because I honestly don't get a whole lot of traction on that. I probably get 10 to 15 times the traction on Twitch that I do from the other two. But that's not what those, people don't go to Facebook to watch Facebook Live events very often, unless it's a big event. YouTube, unless they know who you are, they don't go there. So I'm trying to figure out all these different things. But I think in the long run, I also want to try to figure them out and help other people get there. I know there are a lot of, for example, YouTubers who will help other people get their YouTube stuff going, and it helps them. There's no question about it. It's not entirely altruistic. It helps them. They are able to increase their subscriptions, their viewer counts, because they help others, and those people want to keep seeing their stuff. That's certainly a side effect, but I truly want to see if I can figure out how to get these things successful enough. Frankly, I'm not looking to become the kid I read about last week, the YouTuber who makes the most money every year. Last year, for 2020, it was a 9-year-old kid who makes, between endorsements and everything else, $30 million a year. He's 9 years old. 9 years old. What does a 9-year-old do with $30 million? I don't want to. I'm not looking for that. I'm not going to turn it down. I'm looking for that. But if I could pay my bills, my portion of the bills, because right now Mrs. Kahuna is the main breadwinner, and that's not fair to her. So if I could, pay more of the bills, then we'd be in a better financial situation. And that's all we need. We're not looking to be rich. We're looking to just be okay. And we've made it, especially through this last year. We've made it. But there have been our struggles. We'd like to not struggle, as I'm sure most would. So if I can do that by helping other people, then that's really what I want to do. I really want to help others. I've received a lot of help, especially in the last really 10 years, because of health issues and so on. I've received immense amounts of help, and I need to pay that forward. So that's my goal. How about you guys? And we talked about what your goals for the year are. What's your mindset going into 2021? What are you not necessarily hoping to achieve, but what is going to make your soul or your spirit happy in this year? What are those things that are going to make you feel like the year is this was a good year? Not necessarily the material things, but like I said, the soul or the spiritual things. What are those things that are going to make you happy this year? Like I said, if I can help others, especially if they have no reason or even means of helping me, I think that's going to make me happy. I have friends who do that, and I aspire to be as good at as they are. They aspire to be better at holding their barriers, which I'm pretty good at. I'm pretty good at saying, hey, this is the line, don't cross it. But I need to help others more. What are your things? What are the things you're looking for? This has been a heavy caffeine day. Did I mention I didn't get up till 2 o'clock? Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, I think World Anvil provides me a way to do that. A very good way to do that. A very varied way to do that. I think there are a lot of opportunities on World Anvil to do that. So, I'm going to start there. Oh, feel like I've rambled a bit. Let's see here. So in the next week, my new schedule will be kind of getting going here on how I'm going to do stuff. Let me see if I can give an idea of how things are going to pan out over the next weeks. I'm finding I'm very awful at setting deadlines. No, let me rephrase that. I'm great at setting deadlines. I'm awful at keeping them. So, and frankly, if people want to help me stay honest, I'll take the help. Let's see here. So, yeah, Mondays are when I'm planning on having new YouTube videos. Tuesdays are my day to do World Anvil related things. Post to my journal on World Anvil, but also do that reading of other people. I want to touch the world with hope. I think we need that right now. That is awesome. That is beautiful, Sable. That is such a wonderful way to say that. You could be a good nag. Okay. I'm probably going to take you up on it. I have found that I need multiple nags. Why? One person I can get around, but when I make something publicly known, I got to do it. Like, for example, Mrs. Kahuna and I are supposed to be doing the whole walking thing, the steps. I will tell you how far off we are from that. Yeah, Mrs. Kahuna and I have both done around 14 to 15,000 steps. So we're behind what we're supposed to be doing by about 60,000 steps. Well, that's not terrible. That's about 6 days if we do it right. But we need to get there. We need to start doing it. Yeah, also Mondays and Tuesdays will be days that I do audio recording and editing. So there'll be days where I either record I am an awesome Hawaiian chieftain of amazing. Well, thank you, Barbarossa, and aloha. I wish you the best of New Year's as well. I hope the entire year is wonderful for you. And I wish that for everybody. I want everyone to have a great year. Whatever that means. And for some of us, I think that's going to change over the course of the year. And I hope it does, actually. I hope you start with a goal and start with, hey, this is going to make me happy, and you get that. And then say, well, now this is going to do it. Yeah, I agree with everything you said, Sable. The toughest part for me is to be patient with myself. I am absolutely my worst critic. Absolutely. I look at my stuff and I just tear it up. Hey, Bob, welcome. Aloha. I am my absolute worst critic. So let me post this again in case for those who may have missed it. If you want to join me in the Google Meet, I do have a Google Meet up, so you can be live on stream. That's the link there. Just simply click it and pop in. I'd be glad to put you live. We had Moonflower earlier, who I believe is still lurking in the background there, but being on screen can be tiring. I get it. Yeah, so YouTube stuff will be Mondays. World Anvil stuff on Tuesdays. Wednesday I have slated for Patreon. Again, still trying to figure that out. And what I could do with that. Well, Bob's coming. Thursdays will be the sites on will be stuff on my personal websites. Fridays will be probably things like Facebook, Twitter, the stuff that is not as active for me right now. Give me a reason to be active. And then I'm still going to have the Kahuna Help streams on Thursdays and these streams on Fridays. I am hoping, but not promising at this point, to get back to doing some of the spoilers mostly. Okay. I am not promising, but I'm going to try to get back to the Kahuna reads. I enjoy them, but to give them true effort takes a lot of time. I would say a 10-minute Kahuna read in total takes about 2 hours. Bob is knocking at the door. Let's let him in. And let me switch over to the Google Meet. And here we go. Bob will be on screen momentarily, and there he is. Welcome, Bob. Why am I on screen? That doesn't work. Can barely hear you there, Bob. Oh, there he goes. Okay. Yeah, you're a little on the quiet side. Ah. Oh, yeah.
You can hear me fine, right?
Oh, that's much better. So we're just talking about, what are the goals for this year? We're trying to go for a positive thing. So what about you?
Well, I actually I met my first goal this morning. I turned on World Anvil this morning, and there was this wonderful pop-up that said, "Become a sage for half price." So,
All right then.
so I did that. I was planning on making that jump when my anniversary hit in June, but given the fact that it costs like $30 to do it now,
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
that's step one. Because I do this year want to try to do a little more toward actually getting ready to monetize some of the stuff that I've been putting together for the last year. Actually, 6 months on World Anvil and a few months before that. So. I think some of the. I mean, I still have a long way to go before stuff is quote unquote production ready, but it's getting close to where it's Patreon ready. Time to start getting some interim support toward the long-term goal.
So what is your goal with Patreon? I was just discussing this, and Sable was tossing in some ideas. What do you want to do with Patreon? Because I have my Patreon, and I'll be honest, I have no clue what I want to do with it or what I should do with it.
I have a Patreon now. The only people that are actually patrons are my playtesters. And I think they're supporting me just out of a sense that, you know, I'm GMing for them, and it's a lot of work, and they feel sorry for me.
I think my only patrons are the same thing.
Yeah. I think what I want to do is, I mean, you know, a lot of the world itself is going to kind of have to be open source anyway. I mean, it's partly because that's the way World Anvil is, and partly because that's the way the gaming license stuff is. Let me qualify that. Anything that I do that's actually game rule related needs to be open source because it's all going to be OGL licensed.
Okay.
So that stuff is, I'm not going to make money on game rules. Where I'm going to make money is on the, you know, hopefully selling adventure modules, and on selling, you know, pretty packaged product for the world itself. You know, and when I say pretty packaged product, I mean even I'll take $10 a pop for PDFs. You know, that's
Sure. Yeah,
you
that
know,
makes sense. So you're going to use Patreon to.
you know, basically the Patreon is there to get enough interest to justify a Kickstarter, and then the Kickstarter is where you get the money to actually do the because to do the final product, I'm going to need to commission artists. You know, I'm going to need custom art. I'm going to need more custom maps. I mean, a lot of the stuff I'm doing now is all either commercial, legit, open source, but some of it isn't. You know, it's okay for free use, but it's not. I can't commercialize it.
Right.
Like all those really cool pictures that I'm putting in the last month of like the Hero Forge stuff, for example. As long as it's free, that's fine. But I can't print that and sell it because Hero Forge doesn't let you do that.
Right.
So all of those, you know, so before I could sell a player character creation guide, I need to replace all the artwork in a player character creation guide. You know, and that's where something like the Kickstarter is going to come in, but I'm not going to get a Kickstarter if I don't have a bit of a following.
Right.
You know, Patreon kind of seeds the Kickstart, and then Kickstart is hopefully where the magic happens.
Okay.
You know, at least that's the way it seems to me. You know, just looking at what I'm following. So I could be dead wrong, and that's one of the things I'll have to find out now that I'm a sage.
Yeah, I've sat in on a couple of the Sage meetings. Being part of the Inner Sanctum, you can just kind of you're staying in the Inner Sanctum meetings are right before Sage. So, and there's some great information there. I am not at the point to be able to use that information accurately yet, or successfully yet. So, I think you are farther along than I am for sure, and that would definitely make sense for you. Absolutely. Well, welcome to Sagedom then.
Yep. Thank you.
What else for this year? What else are you looking forward to?
So I don't know. I mean, just, you know, kind of more of the same. I think these last 6 months have been a blast on World Anvil and the Streamer Core. In fact, one of the things I have to do tonight, at the beginning of December, I had said, you know what, I'm going to go back to 2-hour streams in January just to take a bit of a break. So I went and changed all my calendars to, you know, all my things for starting my Sunday stream. I think I'm going to put them back though and stick it to 3 hours because I'm having fun.
Yeah, I've had to kind of learn to balance the time that I'm spending streaming, which I love to do, with actually getting things done. you
right.
know.
Well, I've learned for me, although I start each stream having an idea of what I want to be working on, I actually have no expectations of completing what I'm working on during the stream. Because I know I'm going to get into side discussions, I'm going to get sucked into doing some showcases, people are going to have questions. How do I do this? And I'll be showing them, and that's fine. And that's I see that's for me. That's what the stream is for. Me getting my work done during the stream is secondary. If I really wanted to get 3 hours of writing done, I wouldn't be streaming.
Right. Yeah, I've actually, the Kahuna Quiet streams seem to have gotten a small following, which is awesome. I'm actually getting some work done on those because people are just using them for sprints and asking the occasional question, and that works for me. So I've actually gotten more work during the Kahuna Quiet because I'm not actually talking. If I tried to do that during my other streams, forget it. I'd never get anything done. I don't assume that. So I've had to actually say, okay, well, my Kahuna Quiet streams are this chunk of time. Now I've got another chunk of time that is the my work time, and then figure out how to get everything to fit in along that schedule and still, be a dad, be a husband, and all that stuff without annoying the crap out of everybody else.
Yeah. Didn't I have a background behind me the last time I did this?
I thought you did.
I could have sworn I did.
I cheat when I go on Google Meets. I use the Streamlabs virtual camera, so anything that's in Streamlabs is there. But yeah, that sounds awesome, Bob. I mean, I think, we were talking a little earlier that this year, especially along the lines of what you do in your streams, I'm really going to focus on how can I help other people. One of the things we talked about a little earlier is that we're going to, and I'll have a proposal out by the next Kahuna Help, which is next Thursday, on how we can go, and this is actually an idea that you gave me unknowingly. How can we go and get people featured in the World Anvil featured list every week that are unknown? So what we're going to do is try to put together a group of people who will go and find writers who have either less than 5 likes or 5 follows. So they're not really well known. Bring together a list of those and say, okay, let's all vote on which one we think we want to see featured right now, and then go and nominate them for the featured list. And like once a month, say, hey, here's our choice for who should be featured, and see if we can't bring some awareness of these really, I think you called them unrecognized people who are out there doing great work. It's just nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
So I think if we do that, once a month, I think that would be helpful, and to me, I feel like I really need to give back to that, to the community. And that's one way I think that I can help do that, among a number of others. So I think that's something we're going to start next week. Certainly would love to have your input as well. So, I will let you know when it's happening. But the more the merrier. The more people who vote on this, the more people are going to see these individuals and say, hey, wow, yeah, this is a great writer. Let's follow them. Let's give them some likes and get them some promotion.
So let's see what else. We will be going back to 1 prompt a week for Synergasia.
Okay. Yes, I need to spend more time on Synergasia myself. I have not done much on Synergasia. I haven't been getting any requests for stuff either, so I'm thinking people are just working away. But I think we need to do it.
Well, I do know there was quite a bit of World Ember work done in Synergasia.
Okay.
So it's getting used. The people are writing there. So I think getting back to the prompts, the next couple of prompts, just so you know, you saw the one I put up on Thursday, which was just define your main protagonist. The next series are going to be a bunch of little tweaks for that protagonist.
Okay.
And they're going to be things like Your main character has something in his pocket that he carries with him everywhere. What is it?
Okay,
You know,
so
and why is it significant? You know, so just little things like that. And I'm going to take a lot of them from the Christmas present that I got.
the World Builders Journal.
Yeah, this is a publication by Wizards of the Coast, and inside it's a journal type thing. It's lots of blank pages with not nearly enough space to write anything useful in it. But at the top of each of the pages, there are prompts. But these prompts are focused toward an RPG player character.
Okay.
Well, some of them are focused toward the game master, but a lot of them are focused toward the player. Some of them are kind of lame, but some of them are, you know, like, before her death, your mother leaves you with an ancient, blood-spattered weapon. What does it look like? You know, there's things like that. There's 350 of those things in this book, so...
You're bound to find a few that are good.
Exactly, yeah. Your family had expectations for you that either you failed to meet or simply refused to pursue. What were those expectations, and what is your current relationship with your family? You know, so I mean, just things, and you know, if you're an author and you're setting up, you're just getting to know your main characters. These are a lot of these are the kind of questions I think that would be really, really useful. If you're a gamer, if you're taking it from the role-playing standpoint, if you're playing games, then these are things that you could, use to just spice up characters you already have. If you're game mastering, you're going to have some major NPCs that need a little bit of color. That, you know, it's not just he's the sage in the village. You know, and here's his stats, and he went to the university. You know, give him a little character, give him a little interest, which will make it easier for you to role play that NPC.
Makes total sense. Oh, and Moon, don't bother getting on Moon, because I've only got about 9 more minutes, so don't worry about it. Relax and enjoy digesting your sandwich. That sounds like a great idea, Bob. I mean, I think those are the kind of tools and ideas that every creator, whether it's a writer, whether it's the player, or whether it's a game master, really should take advantage of, because they add a depth and they add a flavor to characters that may not necessarily be something that we see outwardly, but certainly can inform the actions, the thoughts of those characters.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it'll just provide a little flavor at the table. You know,
Yeah.
So I mean, like for example, you have something in your pocket that's your good luck charm. Well, all right, you know that it's nothing more than just a shiny rock that you picked up when you were 10 years old, and you think it's your good luck charm. But unless you tell the rest of the table that, if you actually say, well, you know, okay, we need to make a serious decision now. I take the rock out of my pocket and I start playing with it in my hand. You know, I start moving it around in my hand. Yeah, why don't we do this? All right, the party's going to start thinking there's something special about that rock. You know.
Well, especially if decisions made with that rock end up being beneficial, they are going to imbue it with a power.
Exactly. And now all of a sudden, if I just want to, you know, again, inject a little levity into something, I could lose the rock. I could have a party waiting, you know, spending 2 hours helping me find the damn rock. You know?
Well, especially if they know, if they...
It has nothing to do with anything that's really going on. But, you know.
It just got lucky.
Yeah. Or the game master could have that rock confiscated from me when I get stopped by the local city guard.
Yeah.
You know, and okay, they set me free, but they didn't give me my rock back. I want my rock back.
Yeah, I need my rock back.
Yeah.
It's my lucky rock. I need my rock back. And the party, if they have seen evidence of things happening, are going to say, yeah, we need to get that rock back.
I want my rock back too.
Yeah. That's an excellent way of looking at it, is that it's not what an object or a piece of history is in reality. It is what the beliefs about it do to a reality.
Yeah.
I've used the example, the gods in my world are not gods. They are the culmination of a few thousand years of actual people who did something kind of heroic and lost their lives doing it. Nobody knows, but then the stories became these mortals just became heroes, and the heroes became legends, and the legends became myths, and the myths became gods. So there are people who will pray to a god who is just a mortal, but they have imbued the memories and the stories of this person with power to make decisions, or the power. It's not real, it's what they believe. But that can massively change what they do.
Yep.
Where are we at? About 5 more minutes.
What's going on in the chat? The chat is way over there for me. I can't see it without dipping my head out of the...
Actually, Barbarossa told me to caffeinate, so thank you. And
Sable says, yay, 3-hour streams are good.
Yep. My Moonflower was going to get back on, but we're almost totally done here. My Werewolf, the Apocalypse character, had a lucky hat. Both he and the other characters believed so powerfully in its protective powers that eventually the storyteller gave it powers. It was totally superstition. Yeah. That's exactly what we're talking about. It's like...
Exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't hold anything but the belief of it. There was somebody on stream the other day, and I want to think it might have been Macaro. I can't remember if it was Macaro or not, but I think it was Macaro. Their gods, or no, it's Malkuth. Their gods are regional. So that the god in this area is powerful, but once he leaves that region, he doesn't have power anymore. And it led me, in my mind, to a slight modification of it, which was the god only has power as long as he is surrounded, or it's proportional to the number of people within a certain radius that believe in that god. So in other words, in this region where everybody believes him, he's all powerful. He moves the next region over, well, he's got a few followers, so he still has some power, but he's not nearly as powerful. And he goes to a region where there is no power, where there is nobody who believes in him, he's powerless. And so it kind of is a play on that. If you believe it, it gives it power, putting that totally into a god. Barbarossa says, there was a character I made that rolled dice to make a decision. Weirdly enough, the dice had always had a result that led the story and characters forward. I didn't fudge anything, and even though I was the storyteller and had control, my players would rely on this character to the point where they dropped everything to save them once they were captured. And I missed them. That's awesome, is that you have a character that is completely random, but the characters believe in what's going on. You know, you're not making decisions for them, but the players believe you are. And if things go well for him, then they're going to make sure they save him. So yeah, I like that. That's a great twist on it. How about you, Barbarossa? What are you looking for this year? Got a couple minutes left here. What are you looking for this year? Hoping for goals. I'm sure school is part of it.
While we're waiting, by the way, the other thing I'm looking forward to is getting my vaccinations.
Amen. I want to put 2020 so far behind me that Nothing but a moat in the sky. I am working on getting a world prepped and ready for Nano. Wow, you're prepping for Nano now.
Early.
Whew. Yeah. Well, some people would say it's late, Bob.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I figure I'll start prepping for this year's Nano somewhere around the week before Halloween.
I started prepping for Nano. Never. I didn't prep for Nano at all, and I didn't do Nano this year. I tried to keep it to World Ember, and I proved to myself that I wasn't ready for Nano yet. My goal for World Ember was 50,000 words, and I hit about 12.6. So I wasn't ready for Nano, and I knew it. But World Ember was another thing. Barbarossa said started prepping December 1st. Yep, that's about as early as you can prep for Nano.
Yep.
Yeah, as soon as the vaccine, I mean, now that it looks like we're going to have at least 4 and possibly a 5th vaccine, I plan on getting it as soon as it is available to me.
I know. In New Jersey, they have set up an app that people can register with, and you can identify what approximate category you're supposed to be in. And they'll actually start giving notifications. You know, if you're one of these, you can call here for an appointment now and that sort of thing. So
I'm hoping.
And I've got a couple of comorbidities, so I'm hoping to be on the early side. Although my wife and the other kids in the house, the other folks in the house are still going to be. They're going to be in the general public group.
Yeah, that's kind of the way in our house. I mean, we've got. A new 18-year-old. They just turned 18 today. They're not going to be on any list. Mrs. Kahuna is not going to be on any list. But I've got 3 comorbidities, so I'm going to be, up there. So I'm hoping I get it because, frankly, the worry for all 3 of us is me. Nobody wants to go out.
That's everybody in my house lives in fear of killing me.
Yeah.
So. That'll take that stress off,
And we have had family members who have contracted it. So, we've got offspring number 2 is getting married in March.
We had a scare just before Christmas. My son comes home. My son works night shift at Home Depot. And one of the reasons he switched to night shift was to avoid dealing with customers who could possibly be infectious. Because the people in Home Depot are idiots.
Yeah.
I mean, the customers, half of them are idiots. So
I spend a lot of time at Home Depot, and I would have to agree.
Yeah, so he comes home Monday, it was the Monday night before Christmas. He actually calls and says, well, just after we clocked in, supervisor told us that one of the guys on our shift called out sick because he tested positive. So it was like, well, why did they wait until after you clocked in? Well, that way we might as well. We're already here. We're already seeing each other. We might as well work the shift. That was Home Depot's thinking, by the way. We can get one more shift out of these people before
we got to cover them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
But he went and got himself tested the next day, and that was, I had mentioned he was waiting, and we were kind of worried that it was going to be like through Christmas before he got his response back. But Christmas Eve, he actually got back a negative result.
Merry Christmas.
And now we're another several days in, and he's fine. So
good. That's awesome to hear. Yeah.
Nothing happened with that one. So
that's excellent. I'm hoping that's going to be the case as these doses finally get out. I know it's been very, very slow, but 2 are approved. 1 got approved by the UK, which means it'll probably be approved here in the next week or 10 days. And the 4th one's on its way to being approved, I think. So I think once we have 4, and 3 of them don't require the super cooling that the that the Pfizer does. Once we get those other 3 out, I think it's going to be. I think things will get better, but I still think it's going to be June or July before we start seeing real differences.
Once we have a federal government that's willing to actually do something about distribution and not just say, "Here you go, states, have fun."
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, the thing I
that'll
heard,
help too. So,
and thing I heard today was that the big fear now is that these doses are being distributed, but they don't have a long expiration date, even refrigerated. So they may expire sitting waiting to be put in arms. That
yeah, which would suck.
yeah, because that's just wasted doses. So, well, gang, it's about that time for me to call it quits. I need to go make steaks for offspring number 3 for their birthday. That's what they requested, so they get it. I hope you guys all had a great New Year's Eve.
Happy birthday.
And yep, happy birthday to offspring number offspring number 3. And I hope you guys have a great start to the year. I will be back with Kahuna Quiet on Monday. It's still not so quiet because Mrs. Kahuna is still off next week. So we got one more week of Kahuna Quiet. And then Kahuna Help next week. I will have details on how we can do the whole let's find the underappreciated creators out there. So, guys, this was a lot of fun. Who are we going to raid? I just thought of that. Who's on today? That's kind of a challenge. Coffee Quills?
Goes up, so.
Then Coffee Quills it is. So let me set that up. I hope you guys have an awesome
I'm gonna
afternoon.
jump off this call so I can get back to the chat for a raid.
All right. Thank you, Bob, for joining
Take it easy,
in.
folks.
Let me switch
See
over to
everybody on
the.
Sunday morning on my stream.
Yes. I also got to try to catch more streams. That's another thing I got to do. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you have a great start to the new year. I will see you guys Monday morning. And enjoy your weekend. I will be digging a hole in the backyard. So, off to Coffee Quills you go. Maybe. There we go. Off to Coffee Quills you go. You guys have a great weekend, and thank you so much for joining. I know New Year's Day is like, well, who am I going to watch? Why am I going to watch? Have a great day, and thank you for being here. And off you go to Coffee Quills. Aloha.